Hey, I'm Dr. Michael Lange. We want to age as gracefully as possible, don't we? So is there enough evidence out there that proves that certain specific nutrients, ingredients, or supplements can enhance, our skin, our joints, our hair, our nails? And there's a lot of great science that's come out recently with marine collagen tripeptides, riceramides, hyaluronic acid, and there's a new supplement called Dermaval. Well, we've taken all four of those and we've combined it in a supplement called Rejuvenate. 3 delicious flavors, chocolate, cherry vanilla, pink lemonade, and then we have it unflavored for those of you that want to just put it in your coffee in the morning. It's worth a try. I endorse it, obviously, 100%. If you don't like it, we'll give you money back.
Ask the Doctor with Michael Lange begins in 10 seconds.
When it comes to your health, are you seeing the check engine light come on more than normal? It's time to get under the hood. It's time for Ask the Doctor with Dr. Michael Lange. Sponsored by Lange Eye Institute and Fortifeye Vitamins. Dr. Lange is a board-certified optometric physician and certified nutrition specialist, helping people see and feel better through proper nutrition for 25 years. The doctor is in. Call now with your questions at 813-282-8283. That's 813-282-8283. Here's your host, Dr. Michael Lange.
All righty. Good morning and welcome to Ask the Doctor. I'm your host, Dr. Michael Lange of the Lange Eye Institute and Fortifeye Vitamins. Here each and every Saturday morning live to answer any and all questions you may have regarding your vision, eye care, or a nutritionally related topic. It's actually good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, just depending on what part of the world you're actually watching. We're a global talk show now. We're coast to coast, also in the United States, and live video streaming all over the world. If you got a question regarding any aspect of your vision, eye care, or a nutritionally related topic, Dr. Susan Summerton is my co-host, and myself, Dr. Michael Lange, we're here to help you out. And the number to call in is 813-282-8283. That's 813-282-8283. So don't be shy. Pick up the phones and give us a call. Remember, this is for educational purposes only. This never replaces a comprehensive eye evaluation or a medical evaluation, just for educational purposes only. So we all started out this morning with a bang. I know I was in the gym early this morning working out and then had a high-protein breakfast, and I'm sure Dr. Summerton was in the gym also. Good morning, Dr. Summerton. How are you? And happy Saturday.
Good morning. Happy Saturday. And good morning to all the listeners out there. Yes, I did. I got up and went to the gym this morning. I did 50 minutes of resistance training today with the weight to get that muscle going and get off to a good start to the day. It's a beautiful sunny day, and I'm finished my protein drink, and I'm actually drinking some mushroom coffee right now.
Mushroom coffee. Yummy, yummy. And I too was in the gym. I got up early. I mean, I just don't sleep, I went into the home gym. I did chest and triceps, then I hit the steam room. And then I didn't have any Fit Pro at the house. So I had, after working out, I had 2 cups of A2 chocolate milk. And folks, you can have sugar after working out. You can have carbohydrates right after working out because you want to replenish muscle glycogen. So that's 16 grams of protein right there. And then I had 4 organic free-range eggs. So that's another 24 grams of protein on top of the 16. Then I had a whole bowl of organic, thoroughly washed organic blueberries. And then I actually added a scoop of the Fortifeye Rejuvenate and a scoop of the organic Fortifeye Superfood. So I got all my superfoods and vitamins that are all FODMAP and gluten-free, just in some water, Wata water after that. And that's my breakfast, and then drove in. And so I want to talk a little bit about that, the blueberries and the chocolate milk, because a lot of people are on these specific diets. I mean, like, an Atkins diet, a zero carb diet, a carnivore diet, a really strict ketogenic diet, and they're not getting any carbohydrates. And after we work out, that's one of the best times to get these carbs and have some sugar to help, isn't it? And let's talk about the almighty powerful blueberry too.
Absolutely. We know that blueberries are good for us, and there's a definite, we know fruits and vegetables are good for us, but so many studies have been concentrated on what blueberries are for, and they're just nutrient rich. They have a lot of vitamin C, manganese, and vitamin K1 and vitamin E. And so, and even copper in there. And with that, it helps us support our gut health. So just by eating them, you're increasing those antioxidants that can affect what we call our microbiome, all those good bacteria in your stomach. And then blueberries have one of the highest antioxidant contents of all fruits and vegetables. That being said, they can reduce what we call DNA damage. So they reduce that free radical activity. That's what damages those DNA strands. So if you improve your DNA, you are going to live longer. There's studies to show they reduce heart attack, heart disease. So we want to incorporate just a little bit in our diet. We want to do all we can to keep all our organs functioning optimally. And even they protect our brain. They have like these little signaling proteins that go to part of your brain. It's called the hippocampus. And that's where you have your learning and your memory. So we all want to maintain our brain, and they even improve attention too. So your ability to kind of concentrate on things. And then on top of that, we worry about eating fruit and our blood sugar, but in blueberries, they actually have been shown to improve insulin sensitivity, not make it worse. So they kind of block certain digestive enzymes that reduce those blood sugar spikes after the meal. And then the final thing, they even help cholesterol. So it's just amazing what this small little tiny fruit, and it's blueberry season here in Florida. I know the farm down the street here, you can go pick them fresh today. And it's just a great way to add an extra healthy, delicious food, whole food into your diet.
And this is also one of these fruits that you want to make sure it's organically grown, because blueberries are one of the dirty dozen. The dirty dozen is the 12 fruits and vegetables that are filled with unacceptable amounts of pesticide. So, and you can't wash them off. So if you're getting organic blueberries, that's a good thing. If they're regular blueberries, I would not recommend it. And if Miss Nita, my mother-in-law, is listening, please buy the organic blueberries from now on. Just got a big refrigerator of non-organic, and I found some frozen ones that Tammy put in the freezer. That's what I used this morning. They thawed pretty quickly. They were a little bit crunchy, but stay away from the non-organic blueberries. Get organic blueberries. Remember, the Dirty Dozen, you can easily look at the Dirty Dozen online and make sure any of those ones that fall in the Dirty Dozen you get, and they're organically grown. So it's blueberry season, but it's also allergy season. All right. The pollen content is crazy right now. And we're going to talk about that pollen content a little bit more, and how your red, itchy eyes, how we can treat it naturally at home without maybe seeing the doctor, and certainly not going to the urgent care center and getting an antibiotic, which won't help with ocular allergies. So we're going to go to the phones first, and then we're going to talk more about the allergy season that's upon us. Let's go see Steve in, I think, Clearwater. Steve, good morning. Welcome to the program.
Yeah, you remember a week ago that man called with the muscle problems? He said his muscles were really bad after his antibiotic treatment.
Right?
Okay. One thing, Dr. Summerton, is she there today?
She is.
Okay.
I'm here, Steve.
Yeah, she said right towards the end, do you take a statin? And she was right on target with that, because she was probably thinking of the myopathy caused by statins and the muscle pain. And sure enough, a lot of antibiotics can actually cause muscle breakdown, not just muscle pain. And so, Dr. Summerton, I give you the diagnosis A+ award for it's probably what's going on. Also, the word antibiotic tends to be things. The word antibio means against all biology. So they go after everything. Whereas if you say specifically antibacterial compound, it goes after something that's specific to bacteria, or antiviral. but antibiotic is usually something that goes after all biology. So no wonder you have problems. Number two, I wanted to say that you remember when you said don't use mouthwash, it raises your blood pressure?
Right.
I think I have a cure for that. It reduces the amount of nitrate, which is being produced by the bacteria in your mouth. Is
Right.
that correct?
That's exactly right.
Okay, here's the way I think you could solve that. You take some Sensodyne toothpaste,
Mm-hmm.
you put it in a jar, shake it up, and you'll have essentially a good mouthwash. It's made out of toothpaste. You know, the same chemicals. It still neutralizes the acids. It still do everything. But it has nitrate in it, which is prevents the pain in the teeth. And that would actually increase your nitrate when you did a mouthwash instead of decrease it.
Well,
So
all right, Steve. So your homework is you got to look and see if that Sensodyne toothpaste also has other things that can kill off the good bacteria in the mouth. So we got to see that. And then maybe we're on to something. Maybe we can develop something.
Well, true, but let's say what I would suggest people do is I would think that if you took some yogurt, that you would have gastric production of nitrate, what would counteract the reduction of nitrate production in the buccal cavity of the mouth.
That's a possibility. Once again, things that make
maybe.
you go, Steve.
Also the blueberries, that's very good. And the mushrooms, I think, are interesting too. She's talked about the mushrooms at the beginning of the show.
Right.
I think one reason mushrooms may be so good for us is because, you know, they have reclassified mushrooms. It used to be everything was in the animal kingdom or the plant kingdom. They have a separate kingdom now, and they do not need sunlight to grow. So they have alternate mechanisms to produce energy, and maybe they transfer that to us when we take them. And so that's it for the day.
All right, Steve. Thanks for the call, my friend.
Okay. God bless you.
Bye-bye. Yep. And
Thank you.
mushrooms are very good for you. As a matter of fact, in our organic blue-green superfood, we have a organic mushroom complex that's trademarked, and it is called O2, Peak O2, and it increases muscle endurance, increases energy, increases power and output, VO2 max, all of that in the organic blue-green superfood. Plus, remember, this organic blue-green superfood is a way to get these fruits and vegetables that you're not getting in your diet, all right? A lot of you, like Dr. Summerton started talking about earlier, a lot of us aren't getting enough fruits and vegetables in our diet, and there's plenty of studies now. There's a meta-analysis recently that came out, 26 studies with 1.8 million people. That's a lot of people that prove that eating more fruits and vegetables decreased mortality rate from cardiovascular disease and respiratory disease, and also consuming more organic fruits, less cancer mortality. So the studies show that 5 servings of fruits and vegetables a day versus only 2 servings, which is in the SAD diet today, is a 13% lower risk of death of all causes. So, you know, try to eat 5 servings of fruits and vegetables a day. And once again, the organic blue-green superfood is called Next Gen Organic Blue-Green Superfood. I'm holding up on the video right now, is a way to get this, and it's actually berry flavored. It's hard to make these greens formulas taste good. Most of them are very earthy and kind of nasty tasting. We use organic stevia in this, and a certain type of stevia that doesn't have the aftertaste. So it's also FODMAP free. Remember, a lot of the fruits and vegetables, and one of the reasons all these diets have become very vogue, especially the carnivore diet, is because they're they're eliminating all the fruits and vegetables, basically, because it is true. Many fruits and vegetables are filled with what we call anti-nutrients. And like I said, FODMAPs and oxalates and gluten and lectins and phytic acid and protease inhibitors and phytoestrogens. And so we've taken all of that out of the organic blue-green superfood, and we've added probiotics. We've added the organic mushroom blend. We've added enzymes to it. So now you can take this if you have IBS. It's IBS friendly. So it's a way that you can get multiple servings of organic fruits and vegetables all in one little scoop with only 20 calories, 0 sugar, I think 1 carb. So all of you on the ketogenic diet, low carb diet, you can take the organic blue green superfood. But remember, eating more fruits and vegetables is a very good idea if you want to decrease your rate of disease and live a little bit longer. So we try to practice what we preach, don't we, Dr. Summerton? I mean, we've tried every diet out there, and I always go back to organic fruits and vegetables and high grade protein.
It is, and everybody has their own unique adaptations and food allergies and sensitivities. So we do understand that everybody sort of has to modify it to themselves. But in general, we want to prioritize the protein, and then you want to add the fruits and vegetables after that. And then you're getting some carbohydrate and all the potent nutrient dense foods, and then a little bit of carbohydrate to end. And you just prioritize in that order, and also just choosing the good before the bad. In other words, if you want a snack, you grab those blueberries or that handful of pistachios instead of that bag of pretzels or that bag of candy. And it's just a way of knowing you get those whole foods in your diet and those processed foods out of your diet.
Right. Pistachios are a power nut. And all of you with macular degeneration should be eating more pistachios because they're high in lutein. They're high in carotenoids that are good for your retina. I recommend staying away from peanuts and almonds. Peanuts are oftentimes high in a fungus that's not really good for you. And almonds are very high in oxalates. And those of you, about 5-6 years ago, when I got my first and only kidney stone, I realized I became an expert in kidney stones because I never want one of those again. And there's 3 foods I avoid now, and every now and then I have a little bit, but spinach, the highest amount of oxalates of any food on the market, almonds, and beets, believe it or not. Now, I think beets are okay in moderation. And if you want to consume spinach, beets, and almonds, have a little dairy with it as long as you don't have a dairy aversion. Have a little goat cheese with it because it's been shown that dairy can bind to the oxalates so you don't have the kidney problems. Also, if you have a healthy microbiome, you're taking some probiotics, eating some fermented food, then that's also going to reduce the chance of these kidney stones, and then consuming plenty of water. Remember, most of us are dehydrated. You think about it. I think there's definitely a correlation between dry eye syndrome and atrial fibrillation. We should do a study because all of my patients that have extremely dry eye, they all have AFib, and they're also all over 75. So as we get older, obviously we get more risk of dry eye and AFib. But if you listen to what they eat for breakfast, first of all, there's no protein. And then you listen how many glasses of water they have a day, almost none. I mean, they have 3 cups of coffee in the morning and they have 3 glasses of wine and 3 cocktails in the evening. So they are really dehydrated. So, we might be able to figure this out, Dr. Summerton, quizzing our patients and see how many people with really, really dry eyes also have AFib.
It is interesting. We should do a study on that.
Yep. And so another good thing for dry eye is add a banana, as long as you're not a diabetic that's not under control, a banana or an avocado to your diet because it's high in potassium, and potassium deficiencies can also be a root cause of dry eye and, believe it or not, atrial fibrillation. And a handful of nuts and seeds, and maybe salted nuts and seeds, especially if you're out in the golf course and you're doing a lot of sports and you're sweating, because then you're getting the sodium and you're getting the magnesium and you're getting the potassium also from the avocado and or the banana. So one more thing before we talk about ocular allergies, let me give you the phone number. You're listening to Ask the Doctors this morning. We're live sometime in May. I don't know what the date is. Maybe May 17th. So we are
17th.
live. Give us a call at 813-282-8283. That's 813-282-8283. You can also see Dr. Summerton or myself at the Lange Eye Institute in the Villages, Florida. Let me give you the number for the Lange Eye Institute. It's 352-753-4014. That's 352-753-4014. We just added on to the Lange Eye Institute another 12 treatment rooms, state-of-the-art technology. We added to the entire Lange Eye Institute to help all of our doctors make the appropriate diagnosis and treatment plan for you. Also, if you're interested in any of the supplements that we develop, You can go to the website and see all the science behind these supplements, and that website is fortifeye.com. Fortifeye.com. Fortifeye, kind of a play on words since we're eye doctors. Fortifeye.com. And you can call Fortifeye Vitamins, and they're open until 3 o'clock today. Toll-free number is 866-503-9746. That's 866-503-9746. Also, you can go to the Lange Nutrition Center in Ocala, right across from the Paddock Mall, in a 2-story building upstairs. We've got all the Fortifeye vitamins there. Or the Fortifeye Nutrition Center right here in Clearwater on McMullen Booth Road in the Bayside Bridge Plaza next to Publix. Fortifeye Nutrition Center is open until 3 o'clock today. All right, we're getting ready to go to the next call. Before we take the next call, I want to mention also some omega-3 studies came out recently showing that if you have higher levels of omega-3 in the blood from fish oil, omega-3 fish oil, not from consuming fish, this is a study that shows that taking this omega-3 supplement can reduce all causes of mortality. Now, that's pretty interesting. I think you brought that to my attention, Dr. Summerton, where most of the time we're talking about eating more fish, but this is actually a study that showed that consuming good quality omega-3 fish oil was beneficial.
It is, and we do want, so we've talked about this before, good quality fish oil is essential. And when we say good quality, we mean triglyceride form fish oil, not the ethyl ester form. And fish oil is very sensitive. It's when we ship it, we want to make sure it's not overheated. So you don't want to be getting it from one of these big box stores that they've delivered it and then left it in the parking lot, especially in Florida, any summertime exposed to that heat, because fish oil goes rancid pretty quickly. Same if it's exposed to light. So you don't want to ever be buying a fish oil that's in a clear container. It may look pretty from the outside, but we don't want that light oxidizing that fish oil to actually make it become bad for you. So you have to be very picky about which fish oil you choose. And a lot of times, patients want to know why we're selling it in the office. Well, that's because we've done that research. We want to make sure you're getting good quality. We want to make sure it's not contaminated. And we want to make sure it's the kind that you can absorb. When we say triglycerides, that's the natural form that's found in fish. So your body can absorb it better, raising what we call your omega-3 index. That's going to give you all those protective values to give you the benefits of it. And we also like fish. A lot of people say they're on flax or they're on krill, but the fish is the only way to get that high DHA content. The DHA is the part that's really good for your brain. And we talk about therapeutic dose. So we need a higher dose of it to have that therapeutic effect. So it has to come from fish to increase that what you need to have that positive effect.
Yeah, but of course, we're a little bit biased. You can learn more about it at fortifeye.com. Go to Fortifeye Super Omega and also look at Fortifeye Super Omega 3 Max. Remember, this is a triglyceride form omega 3, not an ethyl ester. There's only a few good brands on the market. There's about 3 to 4 other brands that are good. Make sure the label says either RTG form, that stands for reestified triglyceride, or triglyceride form. If it doesn't say it on it, it's an ethyl ester molecule, has ethanol attached to the backbone. Very inefficient, very unstable, has to pass through your liver every day to cleave off the ethanol and replace a triglyceride backbone so it can absorb. Also, it goes rancid very quickly. So, of course, like I said, I'm biased. Check out Fortifeye Super Omega, and it is on Amazon. We have Fortifeye Super Omega and Super Omega Max on Amazon, but you can get it at fortifeye.com. It is stored in a HEPA-filtered air-conditioned warehouse, 68 degrees all year round. We ship it out same day that you order it, so it is very fresh. All right, we're going to the phones. I think Bill in Sarasota has been waiting patiently. Bill, thanks for holding. Good morning.
Good morning, Dr. Summerton and Dr. Lange.
Morning.
That was a very bad pun, by the way. Patiently. Okay, never mind.
I didn't hear that. Say it again.
That was a very bad pun, saying I've been waiting patiently.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Just one quick observation is that I'd like to find out if it's true before I get to my question. You were talking about vitamin A just now, and the esterified, the ester on the backbone, the ester molecule, not ester, ethanol. I'm sorry,
right.
ethanol. And I was looking around online a few weeks ago, or whatever it was, and I found that if you can see if your vitamin A has got the ethanol molecule on it, if you can break it open, the little liquid, and put it in the styrofoam cup and leave it for a couple hours, and if it eats through the cup, it's got ethanol molecule.
Right.
You should use that.
Right. As a matter of fact,
so that's true.
I was one of the first. You have to look back about 20 years ago, I think, on YouTube, and there's a picture of me doing a talk show at a small radio station in someplace else in the globe, and I am testing all the omega-3s that I actually bought over the counter, and I actually poured them in the styrofoam cup during the show, and you can see the cups actually melting and falling over, and that's the ethanol that actually is being released in the styrofoam, and that's a good way that you can test it. But it can be a little bit misleading, Bill, because if you only have what we call 1812, that means EPA of 180 and DHA of 120, it's not concentrated enough. Even if it's got the ethanol in it, it won't rot a hole through that cup. But anything more powerful than 180 EPA and 120 DHA is going to rot a hole through that cup very quickly. And we took some of the prescription fish oils, not to mention any name, and it smoked the cup. In about 1 minute, there was steam and smoke coming out, and it melted it all the way down in 3 minutes. It was like a little blob on the wood. So yeah, that proves it's an ethyl ester molecule, has ethanol attached to the backbone. And that, is just very inefficient, very unstable, but it's very cheap to make that form of fish oil, okay? And they don't say it's an ethyl ester molecule. People that have a triglyceride form, they're proud of it. So they put on the label RTG form or TG form. Nobody puts the EE form or calls it ethyl ester because they probably wouldn't sell a lot, because people would research it and see that it's just very unstable, very inefficient, but it's cheap to make and they can make an almighty profit. So stick with the RTG or TG form, or just stick with Fortifeye Super Omega.
Well, it sounds like it's not very good for your liver too.
Well, yeah, every day going through the liver. I mean, it's not a lot of ethanol, but ethanol goes in your race car, all right? Not in your body.
If I had one. My body is my race car.
There you go. Amen.
Right.
I had something odd happen to me the other day. Walking to my table in a restaurant. I got a gray spot in one eye, right in the center of my vision. And it was kind of like a blob kind of looking thing. And it will weigh in about a half an hour. And I thought, wow, that's weird. What is it that's related to blob in the eye? Is that a wet macular degeneration, or is it a sign of something else, or what could that possibly be?
Dr. Summerton, you want to chime in on that, and I'll add to it?
A lot depends if that gray spot is moving or it's stationary. With macular degeneration, you can get a blind spot in your central vision, but that would be there all the time. It's not something that would go away because those cells are actually degenerated. But typically when people describe their gray spots to us, they're actually spots that move around, and that can be a floater in that liquid gel part of your eye that just happened to come in front of that line of sight, cast a shadow on the back of your eye, and that's what you're seeing right in front of your vision there.
I've had floaters, and they're usually manifest as flashes in the corner of the vision. I don't think this one was moving, but it came back very quickly, and I haven't had it again. So I'm a little like, what's going on?
Bill, let me ask you something. How long did it last? Did it last about 20 minutes?
20 minutes to half an hour, something like that.
All right. And did it actually interfere with your vision a little bit? It wasn't just a little thing floating through your vision. It actually interfered a little bit with your vision?
It took up probably 50% of the center of central vision in my eye.
Was it only in one eye, or was it a little bit
Yeah.
in the other eye?
No, one eye.
So what were you eating at dinner then? Any wine, any
Well,
cheese, any MSG?
it was before I actually had dinner. So
All right. So,
I hadn't eaten anything at
you
that
know,
point. Oh, oh, I see what you're saying.
yeah,
After I had it, what made it go away?
right. It's also a possibility you could have had an atypical kind of ocular migraine. All right. So, an ocular migraine is when you have a kind of strange pattern in your vision. Everybody's different. Some people see geometrical patterns. Some people just see a fog. Some people think it looks like they're looking through a mirage or looking through water. All right. And oftentimes it's in front of both eyes, and sometimes it's just in front of one eye. An ocular migraine can sometimes be a reaction to something in the environment, something you smelled, something you ingested, stress, dehydration, all sorts of things can trigger ocular migraine. So when you get off the phone with us, go to Google or wherever and type in ocular migraine images, all right? And then some images will pop up and you can see if that looks similar to what you had. And if so, if you ever have this again, keep a little diary, write the exact time of the day it occurred and anything you did 30, 35 minutes prior to it occurring, whether you're pumping gas at the gas station, arguing with your wife, eating Chinese food or having something chocolate or caffeine or wine. So then we can determine what the trigger mechanism is and eliminate that from your life, and you may never get it again. But also, by the same token, you can't err on the side of caution enough. It's probably not a bad idea to get in to see your local optometrist or ophthalmologist, have your eyes dilated or have an optomap done just to make sure you didn't have something funky, a little retinal tear, a little occlusion in the blood vessel. And then obviously, follow up with your primary care with routine blood work and all of that stuff.
Mm-hmm. Could this have anything to do with blood pressure? Or I once 10 years ago, I was talking with somebody, and all of a sudden, a bunch of jumbled words came out that didn't make any sense, and nonsense syllables. That lasted about 10 seconds. I went, "What the heck was that?"
Right.
And it was gone. And the same thing happened, but a slightly longer, extended period of time yesterday. And it took about, I don't know, 10 minutes, and then I was back to normal, and I didn't have any problem with it the rest of the day. But I also had a problem for a short period of time doing tax, Florida sales tax in my head, which I do all the time.
Right.
And then that's gone away, and I haven't had any kind of recurrence or anything. But I just wondered, I'm thinking that stroke was on my mom's side of the family, and I've got an appointment with the GP tomorrow.
Good.
Monday, anyway, for my annual. But it was kind of odd. I just wondered if the two might be related.
Absolutely. I mean, high blood pressure can trigger many of these, okay? And high blood pressure could trigger that. Let me ask you this. How's your heart? Do you have any heart arrhythmias, atrial fibrillation, anything like that?
Well, not that I know of, but I did a lifeline screening just to be sure about a week and 10 days ago, and I haven't got the results back.
Do you wear?
I thought that was.
Do you wear an iWatch? Do you wear one of those iWatches that can track your heart rhythm?
Nah,
okay.
I don't.
I think it's a good idea to see a primary care physician. You probably had some kind of strange floater or an ocular migraine. But like I said, you can't err on the side of caution enough. They need to check your blood pressure, probably do a routine blood panel, and make sure you weren't potentially having some sort of TIA, a transient ischemic attack or anything like that. And then let us know how things go, okay?
That's kind of what I wrote it off as, a TIA, but that's not necessarily a good thing. But
I'm more concerned. I'm more concerned if you have like a sudden loss of vision that's quicker than that. So a sudden loss of vision where things black out for just a second or two versus something that lasted 20 to 30 minutes. That doesn't sound like a TIA to me. It could be something atypical. It sounds more like some sort of strange floater or ocular migraine. But once again, see your primary care physician and then maybe see your eye doctor too.
Yeah, okay. I had one comment, though, that my blood pressure has always been in the neighborhood of 113 over 73, something like that. And the last couple of times I went to the doctor, it was 120 over 80, 122 over 81, that kind of thing.
Oh, that's perfect.
So that's what I sort of figured. I mean, I'm 73, but I'm pretty active, and I'm not overweight, and so I feel like I'm pretty healthy. But this is starting to freak me out a little bit.
Yep. I would just get it all checked out and let us know how that goes. Okay.
Will do. Thank you,
All
doctor.
right, Bill.
Have a
Take
great
care.
day.
All right. You're listening to Ask the Doctors. Dr. Michael Lange with Dr. Susan Summerton, with both board certified optometric physicians and certified nutrition specialists. Plus, Dr. Summerton has gone that extra mile and became a diplomat and a fellow in the nutritional arena as well. So give us a call at 813 282 8283. That is 813 282 8283. And remember, you can see us at the Lange Eye Institute in the Villages, Florida. A lot of people travel from all over the globe to actually see us at the Lange Eye Institute. And remember, we're doing a lot of new creative, high-tech procedures now. We're, invested in the new Luminous Opti Light and the Luminous Opti Lift, which is amazing technology. We're looking at getting the, new photobiomodulation unit for macular degeneration in the near future. So we do a lot of really cool things with a nutritional twist at the Lange Eye Institute. Also, I do want to mention ocular allergy season is here again. And Dr. Summerton, we're seeing a lot of people coming in with itchy red eyes. And a lot of these have gone to wherever their practitioner or urgent care facility and been diagnosed with, conjunctivitis. And they've been given sulfacetamide or Neosporin or tobramycin, an antibiotic. But oftentimes this is really an ocular allergy, and they need to treat it a little bit differently, don't they?
They do. And what really with allergies, if you're getting itching, watering, redness, those are really a lot of sign of the allergy. And so we always recommend cool compresses. We like those Optase wipes or the allergy wipes by OcuSoft. When you're outside, your eyelashes, they're in charge of catching all that stuff that's going to get into your eye. So then when you come back inside, it's a good idea to take those wipes, close your eyes, and wipe along where your eyelashes are coming out of your eyelids to clean that off, to get so those little tiny pieces don't go into your eye to irritate it more. And a natural kind of way is to get more quercetin in your diet. That's from like onions and apples, some berries, some green tea. And of course, there is a supplement, but that's kind of a natural antihistamine. And that kind of stabilizes what we call your mast cells. And those mast cells, they're just immune cells that release those histamines. So it's a natural way of reducing that histamine to help reduce those symptoms as well.
Yep. And I have got somebody asking us a question, but first, remember, ocular allergies are here. So cold compresses, over-the-counter pad a day, lid scrubs with Optase, tea tree oil lid wipes. And if you're still having a problem, get into your local optometrist or ophthalmologist. Somebody's asking a question right now on Instagram. Dr. Lange, what is the best contact lens in the world? Well, that's a good question. Contacts are kind of like cars these days. I mean, they're all pretty good. I mean, all the brands are good, but I am also a little bit biased toward the Bausch & Lomb Infuse. And this is a perfect segue because people with ocular allergies do best in one-day disposables. The Bausch & Lomb Infuse lens, in my opinion, I like it the best out of all the one-day disposables. Like I said, they're all pretty good, but the Bausch & Lomb Infuse has some unique properties. Number one, it has high definition optics. It does come in a multifocal, a toric lens, and spherical lenses. But the one thing I like about it, a lot of our patients in the villages have dry eye. This has actual electrolytes in the contact lens. And those electrolytes help reduce the dry eye symptomology throughout the day. So it's my number one go-to lens for athletes that are out, walking around and playing ball out in the wind. Golfers, because they can dry out, even people indoor sports, volleyball, basketball, they can dry out. So these electrolytes reduce the chance of it drying out. And remember, if you're an athlete, you want the best optics. So the high definition optics works very, very well. So Bausch & Lomb Infuse, we fit a lot of these in the Lange Eye Institute. And I think you've had some great success with this lens too, Dr. Summerton.
It is. And I do want to reiterate those daily contacts. We do like that as the healthiest way to go because you are putting that fresh contact on your eye every day. And I believe originally they came out because people who had allergies, they just couldn't wear contacts. Wearing that same lens over and over again just made their allergies worse. But it also makes sure we can add those electrolytes, those what we call osmoprotectants and the moisturizers in that lens to keep what we call your tear film stable. If we stabilize that tear film, you're not only going to feel better, but you're going to see better when you're looking at that screen or when you're outside on the golf course with the wind and the pollen. We want to make sure we give you healthy eyes and the sharpest vision possible and comfortable all day long.
Yeah, we're getting ready to take a call in just a second. I have somebody else on Instagram chiming in saying, Dr. Lange, do you have multiple Instagram sites? Somebody claims to be you talking from Dr. Michael P. Lange on Instagram. So, nope, that's not me talking to you. That's a fake one. I am Dr. Michael Lange _ on Instagram. We got about 140,000 followers, 120,000 followers, something like that. We're building it up. So the only Instagram page that I have is Dr. Michael Lange, and that's DR, not doctor spelled out, Dr. Michael Lange _ and I got a blue check, over 100,000 followers. Anybody else is a fake, and I'm not going to be talking to you online. I'm not going to be asking you to donate to a philanthropic organization. I'm not going to ask you to loan me money. So remember, there's a lot of scams. Beware. There's hundreds of fake Dr. Michael Lange social media accounts out there. The FBI has been involved 5 times now in this, and they trace a lot of it back to believe it or not, to Nigeria is where a lot of this is occurring, and they have been putting a lot of people in jail. So that is not me. I'm Dr. Michael Lange _ the one I'm on live right now. And then Fortifeye Vitamins is also a legitimate Instagram page. All right, let's go back to the phones. Let's go to Jerry in Citrus County. Jerry, thanks for holding. Good morning.
You're welcome. Good to talk with you and take my call. Appreciate it, Dr. Lange.
My pleasure.
I got a question on allergies. I get real fatigued with the allergy, and it bothers the most in my eyes. And I've been taking some med here. What did I say at the store? It's Lastacaf, Lastacaf.
Right.
And it works good on fixing the eye. I only take it once a day, but could I be getting some type of fatigue from either the medicine or the allergy?
Well, I mean, if I recall, I think that's similar to Pat-a-day, and Dr. Summerton can tell me if I'm wrong or not, but I think that's like a mast cell stabilizer topical antihistamine. And, you know, antihistamines can make you tired, but the chance of you getting systemic absorption from a topical antihistamine in a drop and making you tired is probably not going to happen, especially at once a day. So it might be something else that's causing. I doubt if that's the drop. Dr. Summerton, are you familiar with that drop? Is that similar to Pat-a-day?
I think so. I'm not.
Yep.
We use Pat-a-day most often just because we've had so many people on it with good results. And Pat-a-day used to be the prescription drop, so we tend to use that the most. Plus, I prefer the one that is only a once-a-day dosing. There's different dosages of it. That way, you're not adding the preservative into your eye as much because a lot of these drops do have preservatives to it.
But
so it's a good, but I don't know of any connection with affecting your energy production and feeling well. But other than if your allergies themselves are acting up, it's creating inflammation, which will definitely affect your energy levels too.
And Jerry, if you're,
maybe that's it.
And Jerry, also, if you're taking an oral antihistamine like Claritin or Benadryl, that will definitely make you tired.
Oh, what should I be doing about the fatigue when I got an allergy?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, it's hard to talk about that really on the show. I would, probably consult with your physician and let them know that you're getting fatigue during allergy season, and see if there's something else, another underlying etiology that could be causing it. but certainly
Oh,
people that do have a lot of allergies and lung, problems related to allergies do get fatigued, like Dr. Summerton mentioned, and it could just be
yes,
related to the allergies. But what I would do just to test the waters, stop taking that drop. Okay, your eyes aren't going to blow
yes.
up, so just stop taking it and use just an unpreserved artificial tear, a good lubricant in your eye, and don't use that drop at all. Let's see if the symptoms don't improve. And if not, then obviously, talk with your physician, because a lot of other things can be causing, you to be tired, other than just the allergies.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Lange. I appreciate it. I'll do that.
All right,
Thank
Jerry,
you.
you have a great day.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, you're listening to Ask the Doctors. Give us a call at 813-282-8283. That's 813-282-8283. We're still waiting for a call from Texas. We're on some really big Christian networks in Texas, and we get a lot of orders from Texas. A lot of you guys and gals are listening to what we say, but you're shy and don't want to call in. But give us a call, 813-282-8283, live call-in number. Remember, you can check out everything we have to offer on our website. Our website is fully transparent. If you look at a supplement as a science section, and it goes directly to all the science and the studies that are behind all of our supplements. So we want to have everything fully transparent. We tell you exactly what's in our supplements. We don't give some kind of proprietary blend. So check it out at Fortifeye.com. And somebody on Instagram also chimed in. How can they get this omega-3 that we talked about? So Fortifeye Super Omega is on Amazon if you're on Amazon, but you can get it at Fortifeye.com. It ships out same day from Fortifeye.com, or you can call toll free. Let me give you the number, 866-503-9746. That's 866-503-9746. I'm actually going to promote something. I don't get anything for doing this, but something that Dr. Summerton turned me on to. We're doing a lot of this new generation luminous OptiLight and OptiLifts now. And OptiLight is an IPL, intense pulse light therapy, that opens the meibomian glands for all of you with chronic dry eye. And most of you are also wanting something around the eye to help rejuvenate the skin around the eye. And all of you that are having these procedures are not only into the health of the eye, but the cosmetic appearance of your face and the functioning ability of your eye. And Dr. Summerton has done a lot of research on this. We used to carry a lot of different types of skin products that were backed by a lot of science, but I'm overly impressed with this one I'm holding up right now, and it's called One Skin. One Skin is amazing. Tammy, my wife, I have been using it. Lots of our patients have been using it. It's longevity science. One Skin. We have it available at the Lange Eye Institute now. You can come in and get it. We got it for the eye cream for the face, and we got a UV blocking one as well. And Dr. Summerton, you've been using it for a while also. And you're reversing the aging.
Well, I've really been happy with this one. I know so many people out there, we try so many different creams, and I wanted something that was proven to work. And this is done by a company that has actually taken live skin of humans. We get a lot of donors of skin when we recommend these lid lifts. They actually have to cut out the extra skin. So this research was done using human skin to make sure that cream penetrates the skin, because a lot of them don't. You can put it on there. Some of even will stay on the top. They might make it look better at first, but in the long run, you're actually damaging it, even some of these expensive creams. But this one penetrates down deep enough to get into those cells. And these things people have been talking about, you might have heard of zombie cells. These are cells that release inflammation, and they actually damage the healthy cells that are next to them. So this is a particular peptide that is able to clear these zombie cells out of the skin. Of course, we don't want zombie cells in there. So it's pretty amazing research that does actually have a positive effect. And it's not overly expensive. And so it's a great routine to add every day, pretty simple to put around. There's one around your eyes that's a little bit more potent. There's one for your face and there's one for your body. So it's just another natural sort of way using a peptide to actually improve that skin health.
And it's called One Skin Longevity Science. We have it at the Lange Eye Institute. And you can do the 1-2 punch. Use our Fortifeye Rejuvenate that I'm holding up. Remember, this is a marine collagen tripeptide, German hyaluronic acid, Dermaval, rice ceramides, and a bunch of other ingredients we've put together to help with your skin and your joints and your hair and your nails, called Rejuvenate. So the 1-2 punch is the One Skin on the outside and the Rejuvenate from the inside. And Nancy, I'm sorry we don't have time to take your call and a few other people on hold. You're going to have to call back next week. Dr. Summerton, we got 20 seconds to tell everybody goodbye.
Thank you for listening. Go eat something healthy today and enjoy your day. God bless.
And thanks for tuning in and listening to Ask the Doctor. Remember, if you're not happy with the eye care you're getting, get a second opinion or come to the Lange Eye Institute and see Dr. Summerton or myself, Dr. Lange, or Dr. Lori Caputi. With that, I'm out of here. Have a great day. God bless you, and God bless America.